Hello. So I thought I finally need to get this off my chest, and I come outside to make a video and it's raining. And I thought, wow, that's lovely. Kind of goes with what's been going on. Because I had a dream at this point, I think it was 3 nights ago, and it was doors. And something else about doors. And then I heard somebody talking about doors, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's time to talk about doors. I don't know. But in my dream, it was open a door and go one way. And then it was like there was just doors everywhere. And it made me think of the concept of we have to get through a door to get to another destination, whether it be in your house or a business or, put it how it is, in your mind. And as I was just getting ready to come and talk about this, I also heard something my son told me a long time ago, which was, Mama, I know you want to help everybody, but when you can't help yourself, you can't help other people. Which then made my brain trail off to, when you pick somebody up who's down and out, and you energetically put into them. Well, when they take that energy and they're like, oh, I feel great, I'm going to go inspire all these people, but they're still not all the way up. When you break a bone, it takes time to heal, and you can't ever use it the same. So it comes down to, at this point, keep that for yourself. Don't have somebody help you get up and then turn around and be like, I'm going to go share that with everybody else. Because I was trying to explain this to somebody the other day about how if I keep giving to you and I keep giving to you and you're not bringing back the same energetically, but you're going around and you're kind of charading in the concept that, hey, I learned this, let me show you. You're draining somebody who's trying to help you. Essentially, over time, they're going to slam that door in your face. And if you can see it in a sense of, I'm standing in a dark room, I open a door and I'm blinded by the light, most people will shut that door right back, especially if they just woke up or, partied too hardy or whatever it is. No, I'm not ready for that. I don't want to do that right now. But over time, you keep peaking. But as you keep peaking, time goes by. Well, eventually that light will dim out, go away, whatever it is. So you've essentially put yourself on hold. And this actually goes to other thoughts I was having this morning about trying to move into the future, being in the present, letting go of the past, and trying to mix all this together. And it's, of course, it's kind of a mind-boggling thing, because even as I was trying to explain my dream, they're looking at me going, I'm lost now. And I'm still walking in the corridors that I recalled very vividly, which is not something that's common for me. I even asked my daughter, do you dream like that? She started telling me about dreams she has, and I'm like, well, I kind of stared at her like, when is your dream going to be over? And that's probably how they thought when I was speaking. Because it's something we see in our minds. It's that door we're getting through. It's that situation we're conquering. And other people don't want to sit around and watch you flailing, trying to come back to life. And no, they're like, I'm going to let you do you. And if you need me, call. I might change my phone number, have blocked you, moved on, whatever. I don't know. We'll see if we're still copacetic in this situation. It just depends on how crazy you appear to other people. But still, the fact of the matter is, there's doors continually in our lives. And I'm speaking in a metaphorical sense, trying to use an actual illustration to help you understand. Because it's still something that it's kind of piece it together, And I was laying in bed before I got up, and I was thinking about my son and I had watched House. I know everybody probably knows that medical series. And there was a man that came in with an illness. And it was incurable, and he was dying at a rapid pace. And they said that he had like 48 hours or something like that, and there was nothing they could do to help him. And he said, bring everyone I know. Bring everyone I've loved, and I want to say my goodbyes. So as he was saying his goodbyes, they all, oh, you're not a bad person. Well, he tells his wife, I cheated on you. It didn't mean anything. I cheated on you. Oh, well, that's all forgiven. A lot of them are church-going people. That's all forgiven. Don't worry about it. Worrying about him in his time of demise and how he's going down. And you're really a wonderful guy. And looks to the other guy. Oh, you know that motor I charged you such and such amount for? You didn't need it. I just held onto your truck and I charged you for it. Starts coming out he was a swindler, a liar, a thief, a cheater. And all of them kind of just flabbergasted, like, wow. And like I said, he's on his deathbed. Everyone goes away. The man has found closure. All those hypocritical doors weren't still cracked open. And it came down to it. Next day, miraculous recovery. And I thought these are the little lies that we tell, the little webs that we weave to not have people see the truth in our hearts, because a lot of people aren't even sure of why am I doing this? What does it matter? But we've been raised in a world that is very egoic, competitive, and we've been raised in that matter of, oh, I can't let anybody see the real me. I can't let anybody see that I'm full of compassion and love because they'll take advantage of it. Hey, this is coming from first-hand experience over here. Because when people do see you and they're like, oh, you're so sweet, kind, that must mean you're naive and very gullible and easy for me to manipulate. What they don't realize is you can be full of love and light, and on the backside, you can also still have your armor up and that little dagger behind you that says, no, I'm not going to give into this. You're not going to take what is rightfully mine. And that actually went with something else that popped up earlier about inheritance. And it's piecing all these things together in a puzzle. And in the end, it's tell the truth. And it's like, man, the message is really loud in my head. And it's kind of like the rain. I don't know if you can hear it. It's thudding, and of course it's turning into a waterfall. But it's just one of those things that it's like, it's got to come out. We got to tell the truth. We got to get to reality, and it just keep moving forward. Because at some point when you're living a life of lies, all you're going to do is keep lying, because you can't keep up with all those little bitty tales you tell to save face or be admired, or these falsities that come at you like the pat on the back that you need. But why do you need it? You do it for yourself. Hey, good job, I love you. And that is something that a lot of people that are manipulative, they don't understand. You have to learn to love yourself. You have to learn to encourage yourself. You have to learn to inspire yourself. You have to learn to pick yourself up. And when you have somebody that comes in your life that's willing to help you find that part of you, don't keep lying about it. Don't hold back the tears or hold in the anger till it eats you alive, because I promise you there's a fuse that's lit inside of you, and over time it will ba-boom. You cannot hide the truth in who you truly are. I've told my kids their entire life, anything that happens in the dark will come to light. And it's funny, when it starts coming to light, you can see the person that's weaving the web become the backpedaler, and the like, where's the door? How do I get out? How do I escape this? And eventually they're going to get trapped in their own mind, because they cannot comprehend, people are going to judge me now. But it's not the concept that they're judging you. They're learning and they're evaluating if you're safe to be around. And if you are not safe to be around and you're manipulative, there is the ability that you're going to turn around and backstab again. Well, when you're around backstabbers, liars, thieves, hypocrites, you're going to always be in a battle that you didn't ask to be a part of. And when you're in a battle you did not ask to be a part of, you become stagnant. When you become stagnant, you become still. You don't process anything. You can't create your own ideas. You don't have your own goals anymore. You start getting back into this repetitive, low vibrational, I got to do this to get that. There's no reward. So you have to eventually separate yourself on an energetic level and say, I'm not going to feed into this. And I'm going to let you do you, and I'm going to do me. And then over time, of course, the moth will come back to the flame. But at some point, they might not realize that it's a bug zapper this time, because you're tired of having people feed off of you. It's coming out very quickly. And things yesterday were, I'm tired of giving freely. Because I watch a lot of people with spiritual gifts, such as myself, that We have the abilities to foretell certain things. We can use foresight, see the outcome, so that way it protects us from making, what is that? An impulsive decision that says, hey, do this, go this way. So we can actually navigate around things that are meant to, hey, here's that roadblock. Oh, no, I think I won't. And you didn't fool me. There was nothing there to stop me. You tried to intimidate me. That didn't work. So when you can start evaluating the outcome, then you can start looking at what is the next step? What do I need to do in this process? Because if you let people sit there and hold a false sense of power over you, or you let people lie to you, or you stay in this toxic environment, over time it's going to bleed onto you. Because like I asked somebody, if you have a spoiled potato or tomato or apple or whatever in the bunch, what's going to happen? And we all know what's going to happen. So you have to remove even the little speck that's going to accelerate the rotting process for everything in the whole mix. And it's pretty much the world we live in, you know. And even my daughter just turned 16, and she's very emotionally intelligent. She's actually very good in this societal viewpoint. She actually understands who she is and how she functions based off of how she was raised, what she can witness, what she can piece together with her own mind. And my son is pretty much the same way. So it makes me go, if children can understand this, what the hell is wrong with the older people that entertain a different sense of reality? And maybe it's the new world we're moving into. Maybe the children are actually waking up, because I barely watch the news, but I have seen how children are actually waging wars in other countries on their own to stand up against their corrupt government, to stand up against things that are hurting their family dynamic, the things that are not allowing them to have those things that are actually given rights, that we all deserve to eat, we all deserve to breathe, we all deserve fresh water, we all deserve shelter if that's what's required. You know, we all deserve the little things of keeping us clothed so we don't end up being arrested by the people around that made up these laws that we need all these things. Anyways, I digress back to maybe it is this generation that is the ones that are actually starting to see from an open heart. And everybody that is uncomfortable with that are the ones that are not comfortable with the fact that these kids are creating boundaries that say, you know what, I'm not going to play your game. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to rewrite the narrative. I'm going to show you how to do it better. And you know what? Everybody's accepted in this idea of what I have, no matter who you are, what you look like, how you dress, how you carry yourself. Hey, we all deserve to be loved. And it's funny, the littlest ones got to tell the biggest ones these concepts that we were raised on, but in the sense that a hypocrite and a liar was teaching us this, they were teaching us in a false narrative that it's okay if you get these things, don't take advantage of them, and don't be too much this or that. That was like a piece of pepper. Don't be too much this or that, because everyone's going to take advantage of you. And over time, that teaches you to close down, to where, oh, you don't even have a light. Why did you think you deserved it in the first place? Because the older generation that was dying out actually started siphoning it off of the younger generation. And the younger generation this time around is kind of like, I see what you're after. You can keep your distance. I'm going to keep my light, and I'm going to shine it however it makes me feel comfortable. So if we can take anything from this new generation that's coming up, and they're coming up fast, and I'm assuming this is because my kids are 16 and 19, so they're the young adults that are arising that are saying, I don't want that, I'm not going to accept that. I'm comfortable with very little to nothing, being a minimalist, because they were kind of raised that way. But on the backside, it boils down to they have a lot more self-respect, understanding for themselves, and the ability to love themselves, to where they're not willing to let the world take a hold of them and beat the light out of them like they've watched their mother endure. And if anything, take that from the kids and understand that, hey, you have the right to shine. And if people don't like what you're bringing to the table, hey, guess what? They can leave your table, or you can leave, let them have what you created, go somewhere else and build something bigger and better. Because at this point, You can't take what I am not holding on to. It's like if a thief comes in your house and nothing has any value to you, they never stole anything. You didn't really care about it in the first place. So you have to understand, when you have that energy and that light within you, yeah, you want to maintain that for yourself, because if not, you get dull and tired and really don't want to go on with life. So that's where you do have to be protective in a sense. But when you can find your tribe that is willing to shine as bright as you, hey, guess what? You all create a bonfire, you share it freely, lovingly, and you can actually bring some sort of intellect back in the world that's in a heartfelt manner, that's not so methodical and has to do with gain. Because at some point, their gain can become your loss. So you can't keep having this energetic battle that says, no, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. You know what? I'm going to let you take what you have, go work with that, see what you do. And I'm going to keep what's mine, and I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to let my flame reignite, because you can't put me out. That's the wonderful thing about the light. You can't put it back out, because the light and the dark must coexist together. And that's where we have to understand when to utilize it, how to use it, how we're being beneficial with it, rather than how to be destructive and take something that does not rightfully belong to us. So my brain's still whirling, worrying, going in circles, but I'm going to enjoy the rain, and I'm going to sit down and probably have a lot more that comes out. So I don't know, hang on, see what happens. Peace, love, and light. Bye.